Sadly, not quite as many Bikesports cars out for the final round of the championship as we usually see. Just 4 of them, in fact, have survived. They share the grid today with the cars from the rear-engined class of the AB Performance RGB Championship. Now, Tim Gray lining up on pole position. He's effectively been confirmed as champion because John Paul Ivy, his rival for the title, unable to take part here at Cadwell Park this weekend. Lights on, lights go out, and away we go. Good start by Tim Gray there. The other Bikesports cars, Richard Wise in the second of the Spies, James Brakel in the white and red Radical, and Mark Boot in the black Radical, who actually goes up to 3rd position there. But it's Tim Gray already streaking clear in car number 96 as the Union flag is used to set the RGB cars off on their way. And it's the man who was confirmed as champion last time out at Donington Park, Matthew Higginson, the 30-year-old from Eccleston near Chorley, that leads the way. Al Bolton, twice a winner this season, is in 2nd position. Tim Gray already heading down out of the gooseneck towards Mansfield. James Brakel there goes very wide, and he can't hold on to 2nd position there surely, because Mark Boot in the Radical PR6, the black version of that car, well, he went through on the inside, but I think James Brakel has gathered up the momentum, and yes he has, he's held on to 2nd position. So brilliant stuff there from James Brakel, who will be looking to get up towards 3rd place in the championship standings with a good finish here. It's the RGB cars. Number 69 is making a move. That is Danny Keenan in the MK Stealth on the number 84 car, which is Robert Gardner in the Spire GT3. There you can see, I think that's the Bob Mortimer car losing out to Danny Keenan. Further back, you can see Mark Norden, the MNR LMP 2012. Off there goes David Whale, is that? Yes, David Whale out of the race, and it looks like the Mark Norden car is not much longer for this race either, because that is a spectacular plume of smoke out of the back of this car. I'm sure he's going to pull off onto the grass out of harm's way for too much longer. And the bike engine on that particular car has let go, I'm afraid. So he's going to park up. Someone off there, it's Mark Boot. He's got it all wrong, he's on the grass, no grip there, he spins around. Make the weather good enough for slick tyres in the end. Oh, he's now got to wait for Matthew Higginson to go past the RGB champion before he can rejoin. Now he's on the grass on the other side of the circuit. It's all gone so horribly wrong for Mark Boot. It is now well and truly embroiled amongst the quickest of the RGB winners. Al Bolton there has gone through. Scott Mittell as well, who missed out on a decent result last time out at Donington Park after he failed to start the first race of the weekend. He had more engine problems there. Tim Gray then continuing to lead the race. He's put a lap now on Mark Boot in 4th position amongst the RGB cars. Extending his advantage, he's going very well indeed. He's lapped already in a sub 1 minute 25 lap. That's an average of almost 93 miles per hour around here at Cadwell Park. So Tim Gray emerges from Barn Corner. Well, this is the drive of a champion, and look how he weaves across the circuit to celebrate his win and his championship as well. He was the RGB champion last year. This year he's the champion in Bikesports as well. Higginson has gone through to take the RGB win from Alistair Bolton in 2nd place. Here's confirmation of the results then. Worth mentioning, Edward Scotney racing with stickers on his car, supporting the imprisoned journalist Kieran Bryan this weekend. Confirmation that Tim Gray and Matthew Higginson are the respective champions in Bikesports and the rear engine class of RGB. Well, join us again after the break for action from the front-engined RGB division. Welcome back to Cadwell Park. It's time for the final race of the year for the front-engined cars in the RGB Championship, with the one Class A machine as well of Andy Grimm. The championship here very finely poised between Paul Rickers and Austin Greenway. Greenway lining up on pole position as the lights go out. Away we go. Not a great start though from Greenway. It's Colin Spicer that's got the lead of the race. Paul Rickers is ahead of him. So is Stephen Bell, and Greenway is down to 4th position already. Yesterday's race was lost to the rain, so it all hangs on this one now. With coming into this weekend, Rickers on 140 points and Greenway on 137. But Rickers has more points to drop because drivers dropped their 2 worst scores at the end of the season. On board with Greenway now, who's got some catching up to do, but you can bet that he'll have calculated exactly what he needs to do. He's there in the GM1, he's up at Park Corner now. Already back to 3rd position then. It looks like it's Stephen Bell in the lead of the race. Colin Spicer in the Fury Wildmoor is in 2nd position then. As they head now down to the Gooseneck. And then Mansfield for the first time in this race. Crucially at the moment, Greenway ahead of Rickers, and that is good enough for the championship for the man from Clearbury Mortimer in Shropshire. He's just ahead of the stonemason from Chesterfield, Paul Rickers, but it's Stephen Bell, who's not been a stranger to the top step of the podium this season, that leads the way from Colin Spicer. Bell has had 3 race wins and another 3 podium finishes as well. And Barn Corner they come then. Top 4 getting away from the rest of this slightly depleted field. Sad to say that Martin Turner, unable to compete after a heavy accident in qualifying yesterday, he picked up a back injury, and we wish Martin the very best for his recovery. Rickers having a look there at Greenway as they come up to Charlie's for the 2nd time in this race. The first 4 cars here, you could almost throw the proverbial blanket over them, couldn't you? Bell on this park straight, just able to stretch his legs a little bit, but really there's not a lot to choose here. Greenway now goes on to the brakes for Park Corner at the end of the straight, and look how the gaps close under braking, and certainly Colin Spicer was much closer there to Stephen Bell than he had been a few moments earlier. And look at them, the first 4 almost together now, and a great move there as they go into Chris, and that's 2nd place now for Austin Greenway. Well, that could prove to be crucial. As long as he finishes ahead, Greenway is looking good for the championship, but there's still a long way to go in this race, because he's often a driver that comes on strong in the second part, even of these quite short 13-minute plus 1 lap races. So it's Stephen Bell that leads the way in the silver. 2nd place now, Austin Greenway in the GM1. In 3rd place at the moment is Colin Spicer in the Fury Wildmoor. And Paul Rickers in 4th from the STM Phoenix. We're on board with Greenway, heading down towards the hairpin. He's going to be able to get the lead away from Stephen Bell, I wonder. A double win at Donington Park earlier in the season, and worked well at Donington Park in the last meeting as well, with 2 podium finishes, including a win. Greenway, 5 wins and 5 other podium finishes during the course of the season. Compare that with Rickers, by the way, 4 wins, 3 other podium finishes, but a little bit more consistent overall. Greenway's had a few non-finishes as the year has gone on, but it's Bell, number 86 from Leeds, that continues to lead this race. There you can see in the background, Rickers has now got ahead of Colin Spicer for 3rd position, so Rickers is doing what he can to get back on terms as Greenway goes for the lead. He's going to be on the outside line for Park Corner though. Can he go around the outside there? He's trying to slot his car in front, but no. A narrow circuit, Cadwell Park. And Bell holds on. Bell prevails for the moment. Greenway has to be satisfied with 2nd position. He'd have dearly liked to have put a car between himself and Paul Rickers though, and have seen the pale blue car in his mirrors and looming ever larger now, because Rickers has taken a chunk of time out of Austin Greenway's advantage this time around. It's 3 for the lead now. Spicer a little bit further back in 4th position. Out of the race goes Andy Grimm, the only Class A car in the championship this year, I'm afraid. The BDN S3 is being pushed towards the Armco barrier by the marshals. Absolutely nose to tail then up Park Straight this time. Rickers is going to have a look to the inside line as they head towards Park Corner. Meanwhile, looking now to take the race lead is Greenway. Does that leave the door open for Paul Rickers on the inside? Yes, it does, and Paul Rickers can go through. He takes 2nd place away. He crucially gets ahead of Austin Greenway as well. As they scrap, Stephen Bell just able to build another couple of lengths advantage. Seems to have brought Colin Spicer back into contention as well. Spicer, who lies 7th in the Class F Championship coming into this weekend. He's had a couple of podiums as the year has gone by. Now, I'm sure in the cockpit, Austin Greenway is desperately doing the maths on here. Rickers is ahead, but I don't think it's enough yet for him to possibly take the championship. I think Greenway would still just get it as things stand. But I'm sure neither Rickers nor Greenway want to leave anything to chance here. Meanwhile, Stephen Bell is getting involved here, isn't he? He's gate-crushing the party. He's gate-crushing the battle between Paul Rickers and Austin Greenway for the championship. Bell 5th in the points coming into this weekend, as now Rickers challenges Bell for the lead as they come up and over the line. They're overlapping now. Bell though tucks back in behind. Can he mount an attack as they go into Coppice? Now the right hander at Charlie's is next up. He's going through on the inside. No, he's not. He tucks back in behind. But Rickers thought about it there. Now of course he got the second place away from Greenway at Park Corner on the previous lap. Can he do it to Stephen Bell this time? We're on board with Greenway. He's got a great view of this. Rickers goes to the left-hand side of the circuit. The man from Chesterfield is going to go around the outside, and Bell gets a bit crossed up there under braking, and Rickers goes through and actually suddenly has quite a big advantage because Bell got very out of shape there and he couldn't defend. So Rickers has a big lead now. Bell to second, and Greenway still there in 3rd position. Well, fantastic race this. How is it looking in the championship? Well, I reckon if it finishes like this, Rickers is going to be 1 point behind Greenway in the championship. If he gets fastest lap as well, that could be interesting. Out of the hairpin they come there. And you can see Stephen Mallion as well. He's actually closed in on this battle as well. He's not too far behind Colin Spicer now. The cars go on to their final lap, and at the moment Rickers has got the fastest lap of the race, so if it stays like this, then the two of them, Rickers and Greenway, are going to be absolutely level on points for the Class F Championship. And by my math, they'll both have taken 5 race wins as well. Rickers is well clear now after that manoeuvre on Stephen Bell a lap or so ago. So to come down, I think, to the driver with the most second positions in the championship. Have a look who that's going to be as Greenway turns his way through Park towards Chrissy Goes. Well, Rickers has 3 before today, and Greenway has 4 before today. So if it stays like this, I think Austin Greenway is going to win the championship by virtue of having had more second place finishes than Paul Rickers. You could not get a lot closer than that. Rickers is doing everything he can. He's driven the wheels off that car. It's his 4th year now in RGB. It's the ex-Paul Rogers car, powered by the Yamaha R1 engine, STM Phoenix. Greenway there, still in 3rd spot. He just can't afford to throw it away. He's just got to get to the checkered flag, because if he doesn't, that changes everything. Through the Hall bends, he's still pushing on. He can't rest on his laurels just yet, because Colin Spicer only a few seconds behind him. Down towards Bond Corner for the final time. Rickers takes the checkered flag. He punches the air, but does he know how this is going to affect the championship? 2nd goes to Stephen Bell. 3rd goes to Austin Greenway. Now that's some celebration for 3rd position. I think he thinks he's done it, as look at this for 4th and 5th place over the line. It was Spicer just holding on from Mallion. Well, confirmation of the results there. Rickers taking the win by 6 seconds from Bell. Greenway another 2.5 back in 3rd position. Spicer, Mallion and James Walker completing the finishes. Greenway and Rickers finish on 145 points apiece, but Greenway gets the verdict. Stephen Bell accelerated his way to 3rd in the Class F Championship with 92 points.
Paul Rickers, congratulations on the RGB victory there. Nice for the front engine cars to have the race of their own.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it's I'm lost for words, to be fair. I'm a bit overwhelmed. Yeah, really pleased with my result, to be fair. But I think Austin's got it at the end of the day with the championship. But yeah, what can I say? yeah, I'm just overwhelmed.
Austin, well done on your third place there and the championship as well.
That's what I think. We wait till the results come out. I'm not 100% sure yet whether I've got it, but I'm fairly confident. It's so close. We're on equal points. We've won the same number of races. I think I've got it on number of seconds. So till Giles comes along and tells me what happened, I won't celebrate.
It must be so nail-biting though, coming here so close and you know what you got to do.
Oh, especially with the weather, with yesterday's race being cancelled, and we woke up this morning, it was pouring with rain. I was lying in bed thinking, well, they've cancelled the race again. I've won the championship, even though I didn't want to win it like that way, but that's what I thought was happening. Then suddenly it was all on again.
And after a great year for yourself, is it going to be more next year?
Yes, again, I'm selling the car, but I've got a brand new car coming out next year, so a bit of learning to go with that, but back in Class F and try and get the title next year, maybe a bit more convincing.
Very well done, Austin.
Okay, thank you.